Hi everyone, I hope you are well. So aside from making videos about Amsterdam and posting them here on YouTube, you may or may not know that I'm also a watercolour artist, and I've been reflecting on my journey so far as an artist, and there's still so much room for improvement, and I want to share with you 5 things that have really helped me improve, and I hope can help you too. In fact, I'm talking about it from a watercolor perspective, but these things are very applicable to any kind of hobby, interest or passion that you might have. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this. Number 1, materials. So spend some time and learn about the materials that you need. I'd recommend buying decent materials. You don't have to buy the most expensive materials. The important thing here is that your technique is only going to be as good as your materials. Otherwise, if you buy rubbish materials, then that can hold you back. Number 2, connect with other artists. It's a really good idea to connect with other people that are doing something similar to you, or are also in other creative fields. And I know with COVID right now we can't do that, but hopefully sometime soon we can. And it's a really good idea to go to any kind of workshop, any kind of class, maybe even give a class, exhibitions, what else are there, gallery openings, any kind of opportunity where you can connect with other artists is a great thing. And frankly, you're not going to get on with everybody. That's life, right? But you're getting out there, you're getting to know who your contemporaries are, and you can support one another and foster that kind of feeling of community, which is really, really valuable. And sometimes it even turns into friendship, and when that happens, that's a beautiful thing. Number 3, keep improving. To be honest, I lost sight of this a few years ago, and I wasn't continually looking to improve my skills because I felt really comfortable with painting with watercolor. I've been doing this for years, and I didn't feel the need to take any lessons. But an artist friend of mine, she reminded me that we should always be looking to improve our skills. And so I swallowed my pride a little bit and I went to a watercolor class. And there were things that I already knew, but there were plenty of things that I didn't know and didn't realize I could think about them in that way. And so it was such an eye-opener. And these days there are so many places on the internet where you can keep learning new skills. YouTube is one of the biggest places you can do that, but there are also other paid platforms like, for example, Skillshare and Lynda. I'm going to pause for a moment and ask if you are enjoying or finding this vlog useful to please hit that like button and also consider subscribing. Thank you so much, and let's get back to it. Number 4, buying a course. Sometimes the best thing to do is to invest in a course to fast track your learning, because these kind of courses where you do have to pay quite serious money for, they are very intense. It's not like the kind of free video that you might see on YouTube. It is so much more intense, and you are really paying money to fast track your learning. And you could, in theory, you go search through the internet and try and find answers to all the questions that you have, and go onto social media and get little snippets from there. But that is hugely time consuming, and it's very frustrating as well. So in certain cases, it's definitely worth buying a course. Number 5, physical and mental well-being. So from a physical point of view, it's really important to take regular breaks to protect your eyes, neck, wrist, and whatever else. It may seem counterproductive to take breaks, but it's really better for you in the long run. It's also important to keep an eye on your mental well-being, because You know, as artists, we are already spending so much time on our own, and so we really need to have the right kind of mindset and, you know, not be, for example, you know, overcritical or, you know, negative about ourselves and also our work. So do things that encourage a good mindset for yourself. So for example, you know, fresh air, maybe some exercise, you know, plants in the room, a tidy desk, you know, working when there is natural light, that kind of thing to, you know, try and safeguard a positive mindset whilst you're working. Alright, so that's me done, and I hope you found this useful. If you did, please hit that like button and also consider subscribing. Until next time, goodbye!